Hey everyone, and oh boy, has it been a while. Did you all miss me? Because I missed all of you. It seems like it's been centuries since I last uploaded, but I have been pretty busy lately. I've been going to the gym a lot, keeping up with my classes, working a job, and all that other stuff as well. I've also been playing a lot of Apex and procrastinating instead of making videos. Oh my god. But what I've also been doing while I've been gone was watch Black Clover. And that's why, in today's video, we will be taking a look at Black Clover, which is one of the newer shounens that have come out recently. And it's still pretty new considering they're making a movie for it. Now, I just recently finished this anime, and I can say that I genuinely enjoy it, which I'll talk about more why that is later in the video. But for now, what I will say is that I will try my best to convince you why I like this anime, and why you should watch it as well. Or if you've already seen it, why you should pick it back up. Another thing I will say is that I am kind of a doo-doo dunderhead, so I wouldn't take anything I say as facts, but rather as my opinion. Feel free to tell me your opinions in the comments below. I'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum, but be warned beforehand, there might be some spoilers. And alright, awesome, let's get into the daggum video already. There is no long-running show and fanbase that has been disrespected as much as Black Clover. Okay, maybe not more than Fairy Tail, but you get the picture. But yet, somehow with each new arc, Black Clover's story continues to surpass its limits and become a really good and enjoyable anime. This wasn't always the case though, as when Black Clover first came out, well, a lot of people hated it. And for good reason too. But you're probably wondering, Austin, what is a Black Clover? And why did people hate it so much? Well, to make a long story short, this anime is just like Naruto. Black Clover fans, I know you may hate me for saying this, but hear me out please. This anime takes place in a world of magic. Our protagonist, Asta, is a very loud and hyperactive kid that can't use magic. Did I also mention he's an orphan too?
He's just like me for real.
Asta is bullied by the people around him because he can't use magic, and he struggles to find a place in the Clover Kingdom, while having his burning desire to become the Wizard King drive him to push him forward. Sounds pretty familiar, huh? Literally the plot to Naruto. There's also similarities with other shonen too, but I'm not gonna get into all that because there's no point. I don't want to explain the plot for too long, so I'm just paraphrasing, yada yada. Here's a picture of a bird. Pretty crazy, right? The point is, Black Clover gets a lot of hate for being unoriginal and a copycat of other shonen anime. And yeah, at no point does Black Clover try to reinvent the whole genre of shonen. But much like Asta, it rather screams out the fact that it's shonen, which I think fits this anime very well. In every episode, our characters keep getting stronger, the stakes keep getting higher, and there's constant action. Now I will say Black Clover struggles in the beginning with the first few episodes or so, but after that, Black Clover really starts to hit its stride and it keeps getting better and better. So if you stop watching Black Clover around episode 10 or 20, then you might want to consider picking it back up again. I think one of the best components about this anime is its world building. It's very concise and closely related to the plot, characters, and central themes that it's pretty easy to follow. I mean, magic world setting, magic kingdom, magic knights, magic regions, magic spells. The whole world building sounds like I'm describing Disneyland to you. The whole point is that Black Clover does a really good job developing itself as a whole, and it really takes time to do that. Another thing this anime does a really good job at is with its wide array of characters. There's lots of focus on so many well-developed characters that many of them could have their own anime, which makes for a lot of the characters being pretty memorable too. Which, I mean, it wouldn't be a shonen in the first place if the characters weren't really that rememberable. We have this bird who is a bird. I don't know. My anime list says it's a character, so I'm gonna just treat her like a character. Or him. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. Nero is a cute little bird that sits on the top of Asta's head. Remember Asta, who is the main protagonist? And he has his rival named Yuno. He's basically Sasuke 2.0, except less edgy and more introverted. Noelle is a stuck-up rich girl who is the biggest tsundere for Asta. And I like how they did her character. She's actually useful, guys. Yami is freaking hot. I'm sorry, you guys, but I have to get this off my chest. I like pause. Don't get it twisted. I am very heterosexual, okay? I'm just not insecure about my masculinity. You don't have to be gay to appreciate a man's beauty. And Yami classifies as a Giga Chad man of beauty. If you guys don't know, Yami is kind of a mentor to Asta. I have this theory that Yami was once his own shonen protagonist, but is now teaching Asta how to become a shonen protagonist. I mean, he's strong, he swings a badass katana, and he likes taking a shit. Like, I'm being genuinely honest here. Half the time Yami spends in Black Clover is taking a shit. His team will literally be out there dying on the battlefield, and he's inside taking a shit. Captain Yami, please help us. We're getting slaughtered out here. Not now, kid. I'm surpassing my limits. Please, Captain Yami, help us. I said I'm taking a fucking shit. Oh my god, they just killed Fenroll. Did you just say Fenroll? Tell that little bitch to bring me some toilet paper. Oh god, they killed Vanessa too. Yeah, or something along those lines happened. I personally like Yami a lot. Very cool character. Gauche has problems. I mean, he has a sister complex. He is super obsessed with his sister to the point where it's actually frightening. Please seek help, Ghosh. Very not Pog. Finral is horny on main. He will drop anything for a girl and he constantly flirts with them too. He's a bit of a simp, but at least his spatial magic is cool. Being able to open up dimensions and transport people is a pretty useful ability. There's also a hot milf called Vanessa, who becomes very OP later on in the anime. There's also Luck, who's very energetic and battle hungry, and his best friend that looks like a delinquent, Magna. And that's about it for the main characters, aka the Black Bulls minus Yuno. But I would be making a huge mistake without mentioning one of the best girls, Mimosa. She's She's underage. FBI, please do not invade my home. I do not like her in that kind of way. She would just make a good match for Asta. Yeah, she's pretty cool. And there are also many more characters that I can mention, but that would take forever. No, seriously, I could dedicate an entire video talking about Black Clover characters. In fact, there already are videos dedicated to talking about Black Clover characters. But if there is one thing I want to point out about this anime, is that Asta's drive and mindset is amazing. Throughout my life, I've heard these sayings that you guys have probably heard too. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. One finds limits by pushing them. The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. The common theme with each one of these quotes is persistence. And Black Clover touches upon a lot of this throughout the anime, especially with Asta. I know these are considered typical shonen tropes, but for some reason I felt a bit more of a connection with this in Black Clover. In episode 54, we see Asta at probably one of his lowest. He was told he would never be able to swing a sword again after an injury he obtained. At that moment, Asta had literally everything taken away from him. Mind you, this is someone who struggled so much to get to where he is, just for it to all be taken away from him instantly. Most people at this point would just quit and give up here, but Asta just said,
Like I'm gonna give up!
He didn't cry, he didn't complain, he just got back up and said he would never give up and keep pushing forward. Something a lot of people should learn from, myself included. When faced with adversity, your true principles, ideals, and willpower are tested. You either give up and succumb to it, or keep pushing forward no matter what life has dealt you. Now people may have different circumstances they may face that are harder than others. But the point is that the only way to grow and become successful is by pushing through adversity, surpassing your own limits. Speaking of, surpassing your limits is another theme in Black Clover. You might have heard me say this phrase in some way throughout the video, but that's because it's one of the most used quotes throughout the anime by Captain Yami. Now I just want to briefly talk about this quote, because it's one of the quotes that I really like from the anime. Surpassing your limit kind of ties in with the whole never giving up mindset. As long as you don't give up and keep trying to push beyond your expectations, then you are sure to get the outcome you deserve. So yeah, overall Black Clover is a pretty enjoyable anime, with some very enjoyable characters that have some very enjoyable moments. I would definitely recommend you check this anime out already if you haven't. And if you have dropped it, please pick this anime back up because it only gets better onwards. Well, if you're still not convinced to watch it, then how about this? Dang, you're still not convinced? Then how about this? Dang, not even that? Well, I got nothing left for you. So here's that bird again, and I'm done here. Peace out.